not in a cult. I am not in a cult. People that think they have to defend every single letter or word or sentence of President Trump, if you think that's what you have to do, you are in a cult.
So look at this portrait here. This is Barack Obama, part of Trump's Walk of Fame thing is what they're calling it. And he had the portraits of all the presidents, you remember? And they just added these bizarre plaques. And basically, if you want to read through this stuff, you can. But basically, it's like plaques of the deranged tweets, that kind of weird stuff that Trump says under presidents he doesn't like. And they did this like with a whole bunch. You can see it right there. It says, the White House has added these plaques to their President's Walk of Fame. Biden and Obama entries are heavy on Trumpian mockery. Reagan's notes that he was a fan of President Trump long before he ran for president. Like, it's weird stuff. I just shake my head because this is this clear and obvious evidence that something's seriously wrong in the White House. You know, the question then is, okay, so who are these worm tongues? Who's manipulating Trump? Is Trump hearing voices at this point? Is Trump on some sort of meds? And I think, you know, when you just take a look at this, say this Obama thing, and they add these weird plaques, I think this is like more evidence too that Trump is clearly being manipulated. You know, it's sort of like if you have a crazy, you know, grandpa or whatever, and you rearrange the furniture to play jokes on him, that kind of thing, if you were mean and sadistic. And if you try and figure out ways to shape your crazy grandpa's world, how would you do it, right? You would do it, this kind of stuff. Because my wife asked me yesterday when we were talking about this, it's like, you know, Trump gets these weird ideas from somewhere, so someone must be putting strange things on his desk. It's all thing is crazy. And then there was this today that happened, and it's all related. The FCC has edited their website to remove language calling the FCC an independent agency. Okay. This comes minutes after FCC Chair Carr said the FCC is not an independent agency. And so they'll you know, changing text on the physical walls, they'll change text on websites, like they're slowly making all these changes to fit to this deranged world that we're in. Now we're still talking about nooses and the mustache party symbols. Okay, it says Senators freeze Coast Guard Admiral's promotion. Great. And like, how is this even a discussion on this stuff? It's so weird. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to talk about whether or not we're in a cult. Seriously, listen to this.
I'm not in a cult. I am not in a cult. People that think they have to defend every single letter or word or sentence of President Trump, if you think that's what you have to do, you are in a cult. I am not in a cult. I elected President Trump. I fought for him and put him in the White House. And again, I'll remind everybody, voted with him 98% of the time, put him in the White House because I believed in America First policies.
And she'll go on and on and on. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can. The point being, though, that's the discussion among these crazy Republican people, like, are you in a cult or not? Evidently, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, I'm not in a cult. Okay. You also have this. More Republicans are announcing they're not running again. Today, I'm announcing I will not seek re-election in 2026. See my statement below. This is Representative Dan Newhouse. I think represents part of Eastern Washington. This is the 4th district there, so Washington State. You also have Trump talking about ballrooms, and just look at his mind. How is he talking today?
Donating a $400 million ballroom, and we got sued not to build it. For 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom, and we're giving them, myself and donors are giving them, free of charge, for nothing. We're donating a building that's approximately 400 million. I think I'll do it for less, but it's 400. I should do it for less. I will do it for less. But just in case I say 400, otherwise if I go $3 over, the press will say, it costs more. I build under budget and ahead of schedule. Right, Jason? Always. I know how to build under budget. I build good. But we won the case. They asked for a restraining order to stop us from building a magnificent ballroom. I said, who would ask for a restraining? We're giving them, Sid, a $400 million. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom, and it'll handle inaugurations. It's got 5-inch thick glass windows. It's impenetrable by anything but a howitzer. It's impenetrable. Now, I will say, if I'm up making a speech someday, Mark, and I hear ding, 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 I'm out of there. But we have...
I mean, okay, so I always say the same thing. To any sane person, it's obvious the guy, something's wrong off with him. But you do have to see it because it is a downward spiral, right? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like this guy just keeps spiraling downwards. Other people can see it also. His polls keep sinking. This is Fox News Today.
Be focused on the economy, and maybe he will weave in some foreign policy too after that blockade of sanctioned oil tankers off of Venezuela.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Look at this, got a new poll, and it shows that Trump's approval rating is down to 39%, down 2 points from earlier.
So that's Fox News, and they're citing the Reuters Ipsos poll. Depends which poll you look at. This one has him at 39. We have another one to take a look at also. Basically, he's underwater on several issues. Let's watch.
Yeah, I would say the report card is negative. It's minus. It's no good. And how do we know this? Well, why don't we just talk about Trump's negative net approval rating? Every single day since March 12th, Trump has been in the red, negative. That is days in a row, 281. He has spent more time underwater than Jacques Cousteau, for goodness sake. The bottom line is this: the American people don't like what Trump's doing, and they haven't liked what Trump's doing for a long period of time.
281 days. So on what issues?
On what issues? All of them. All the key issues, because take a look here. Trump's negative approval rating. He's underwater across the board. Immigration, a key issue for him, underwater by 6 points. Foreign policy, which has been one of his better issues, underwater.
Yeah, it's like every issue is underwater. He's been underwater in the polls. His parties is banning him, and even one of his former staunch supporters is talking, "I'm not in a cult." That's where we're at. I know. If you want me to cry and scream and yell and swear, certainly I can do that. It's tiring to do these kind of things though. So you just talk like normal people. I mean, sometimes people ask how do you, keep it sound psychologically. Well, one is hanging out with you is always really good, because to know that there's other people out there who aren't crazy. To know there's other people out there who understand that there are better ways to do things. Basically, what we're just seeing in the White House, again, I think it's a collection of worm tongues, also a lot of greed. So people are like, okay, I'll put up with whatever nonsense stuff that Trump says because I want to put money in my pocket through whatever corrupt means. But, everyone's going to have different things that they care about most. But regardless of whatever your issue is, and this is sort of a combination of different issues, he's underwater in all of it. I mean, and now we're talking about possibly going to war with Venezuela. I mean, look at more of this here.
Underwater by 14 points. Trade and tariffs, of course, this has been a key component of Trump's presidency. Underwater by 15 points. The economy, the reason Trump got elected to a second term, underwater by 16 points. And the Epstein case, which I think we'll be talking a lot about going into the latter part of this week, underwater by 29 points. Negative, 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 negative. It's just not any good for the President of the United States, regardless of what he says tonight.
Yeah,
So what's he going to say? And this was Tucker Carlson talking about it, and you'll see what the stuff they're talking about.
Is Trump going to start a war in Venezuela?
I don't know. I don't know when this program airs, the one that we're on right now. I think this may be live.
No, we're live now, and then
okay.
It'll be posted immediately. So now,
my sense is, I don't know the answer. I've certainly been on the phone a lot about it. I have no power. I'm a podcaster, but I'm very interested. And so here's what I know so far, which is that members of Congress were briefed yesterday that a war is coming, and it'll be announced in the address to the nation tonight at 9:00 by the president. Who knows, by the way, if that will actually happen? I don't know. And I never want to overstate what I know, which is pretty limited in general. But a member of Congress told me that this morning.
So that's where we're at right now. It's like we're being held hostage by this demented, delusional, creepy grandfather dude, right? Trump. And the question I keep having, I'm sure you have as well, is like, where's Congress? In any normal country, you would have removed him already. And you have to also talk seriously with your MAGA people around you. Like, do you want to go to war with Venezuela? Maybe that's going to be the red line for them. Or is it the Rob Reiner thing, right? And I know it's hard to talk to MAGA people. Like, guys, I really know. Because they're often some weird delusional land. Some of these people do, respect Carlson or Marjorie Taylor Greene, whoever. And you're going to see more and more people peel away, because the more insane and illegal this gets, people care about themselves first. Like, number one first, right? People that care about themselves. And when they see that like Trump's seriously the Titanic and he's burning all the lifeboats, it's time to jump ship. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you all in the next video.